11 o'clock, we shall start the session. A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 269th webinar of our Saturday webinar series hosted by Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. Myself, Dr. Ahalya, I'm working as Managed Fellow. And before going to the session, I would like to give a short introduction about our center. So, Managed here since October 2020, the Saturday webinar series has been at the forefront of this mission, hosting 268 consecutive weekly webinars that have inspired and empowered agripreneurs across the country. This year marks 6 years of Manasia's remarkable journey in nurturing innovation and entrepreneurship in India's agriculture. Through these sessions, we have reached more than 50,000 participants and have been privileged to learn from more than 500 expert speakers who have guided, mentored, and transformed countless agricultural ventures. Our center has been at the cradle of innovation for 1,100 entrepreneurs, nurturing their dreams and transforming them into viable enterprises. We take immense pride in having supported 562 startups across diverse agriculture sectors, each contributing to the transformation of India's agriculture ecosystem. We offer holistic and human-centered approach to the entrepreneurship development. We understand that every entrepreneur brings not just a business concept, but a dream capable of transforming communities and livelihoods. And our mission extends far beyond business incubation. We are committed to nurturing visions that contribute to the agriculture sustainability and global food security. And along with this, we are offering expert guidance and specialized training in crucial areas such as agro processing, post-harvest technologies, value addition, farm mechanization, animal husbandry, fishery, dairy, commodity trading, supply chain management, and agri consultancy, ensuring that our entrepreneurs are equipped to tackle every challenge in their journey. And in today's session, we are going to focus on the theme called collaboration and partnerships, discussing especially about the partnership with research institutions for product development. It is honor to introduce our speaker for the today's session. Without delay, I would like to start the session. To introduce our first speaker, I would like to call our managing intern Gauri.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. I am Gauri Juguri from Team Manage CIA. It is my honor to introduce today's speaker, Mr. P. Sethuraman Shivkumar Sir, Principal Scientist in the Extension and Social Science Division at CTCRI. Dr. Shiva Kumar Sir has an outstanding track record in technology transfer and business incubation, entrepreneurship development, nutri-sensitive extension, and scaling up of biofortified tuber crops for enhanced nutritional outcomes. He has served as principal investigator for several strategic projects, including aimed at advancing tuber crop technology for food and nutritional security, developing market positioning frameworks, and examining consumer knowledge and purchase behavior towards functional food derived from starchy staples. Dr. Shiva Kumar Sir contributes span national and international research publications, books chapters, and technical bulletins. His expert further include innovation scaling, IP assessment, behavioral scale construction, and cost and landscape assessment. A crucial leadership role in institutional efforts to integrate nutrition-enriched tuber crops in nutrition-focused development strategies. With this formal introduction, I now have an honor of inviting Sir to address the session. Over to you, Sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just. So I hope the screen is visible, like a slide.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So very good morning to all. First of all, I thank manager for inviting me to. I will say that to share our experiences in promoting the way we are working with the different startups and other agencies. And this is basically experience sharing. And I have very few slides, but I will be telling what kind of experiences, what kind of things which we are doing with the different startups. And the first thing is we have to see that to collaborate. We use the word collaborate, partnering with the different agencies. It's a part of a larger term called PPP, public-private partnership. So the basic background is like research institutions are publicly funded, and it is generating some kind of technologies which has to be utilized by the public. So we are looking at the entrepreneurs as a partners. Maybe like entrepreneur, maybe industry, maybe an agripreneur, maybe an FPO, or maybe a startup, maybe an MSME. So why we are looking at the industry, like the businesses as partners is we want our outputs has to be translated into a kind of technology which will be more useful for the society. So in the same time, in the recent years, we also need some kind of return from investment, ROI. The government is now looking at the ROI, how much of the amount you are investing, how much of amount you are getting back in terms of the revenue or in terms of the other benefits, visible and invisible benefits. So when you define the collaboration with the different industries, like the businesses, what kind of things we have to do, who is gaining what. So the basic first thing is integration of science with the market speed, because science is a time-taking process. Every project has a 3 years, a 5 years time period, but industry will not wait for the time period. So you have to integrate them. We are actually speeding up the science by working with the industry. So we have a deep science, and that can be integrated into a kind of fast and useful products by working with the startups. I think there are some of the slides or some issues are there, but anyway, I will explain it. Second thing is the government has built a very good state-of-art infrastructure, and even some private industries they have a very good R&D facility. So you have to integrate this infrastructure. They say that the pluralistic way of looking at the resources as well as other facilities and expertise available to the industries and the research institution, so that you can create kind of which kind of solutions which will be more benefit to the society. In the process, research institute get industry exposure, and the startups are getting the access to the labs, pilot plants, and other facilities available in the research institutions. And third one is a very important government which is promoting like intellectual property. So we need patents, we need copyrights, we need trademarks, and we need to use them to generate the revenue. So by working with the public-private partnership, this industry, we are in fact we are getting the benefit of that financial benefits from the industry, as well as industry also gets some kind of exclusivity for the technologies to certain period of time, so that they can reap the early benefits. And second, and the fourth one is the credibility and visibility. So we industry uses the credibility of the institution. We use the visibility of the industry, so that we will say that we have expanded our network, we have expanded our technology to this much area, this many people are getting benefited and others. So the other one is improved funding access, like uh, uh, that industry is having money, and as many industries initially the startups don't have money, so they create enterprises, and we will be able to generate link them with some of the funding agencies, so that because funding agency will not come directly, if it goes through the incubators or the research institutions, there is a possibility that industry will get the funding. As well as our duty is what we look at from a research institute perspective is basically value chains are strengthened by the business. There are issues in the different value chains. That issues can be solved through some kind of means, through extension or through the industry. So if the industry comes into the picture, for a very simple reason, as why we are looking at the industry, for a very simple reason is we can transfer the technology to one farmers or 10 farmers, but industry can technologies to hundreds and thousands of the farmer at the same time. So you are actually multiplying the benefits of your technology by working with the industry. So these are the some of the aspects why we are looking at the like industry as a partner in this process. So there are different kind of collaboration models developed in the public sector extension system. ICR is a very strong like a commercialization policy, as well as a model, different kind of model which are actually evolving over a period of time. We have a very strong intellectual property policy. There are two guidelines which are already available in the open source. You can download it, and one is for intellectual property management guidelines, as well as second one is professional service guidelines. So we use both the guidelines to develop our own model. We integrate the guidelines into some kind of systems and processes, so that we'll be able to work with a different kind of industry. One straight away direct benefit industry gets out of a research institution is we have a large array of technologies. Industry can come and take the licensing of the technology, and we have technologies at the different TRL levels. Anything goes beyond the TRL 7, 6 or 7 is very useful for the industry. And unfortunately, many ICR institutions, we have only up to TRL 3 and 4. And nowadays, there are a lot of projects are coming, which are specifically focusing on making TRL 3 into TRL 7 or maybe TRL 8. So maximum we can go up to 7 in a research institution to the pilot plant. So you can take the technology industry can come here, and we have a lot of pilot plants in our institutions. We have all kind of products. We have very expensive pilot plants. We have a vacuum frying machine, and we have 30-40 lakhs pilot plants are available. You can utilize this pilot plant for getting confidence over the technology, and then later you can license the technology, you can go. We also have a contract research because any technology is not market ready. You have to take the technology, you got to refine it, and then you have to make it market ready by working with the research institution. We have different kind of mechanisms, like a sponsored project. You will give full money to us, and then we will grant you the exclusive license for a period of 5 years, or maybe more. Collaborative project is, it is our institute also will put money, you will also put the money. The IP will be the joint IP. That is the second modality. Third modality is a grant in aid project. Some industries are coming, they give a project to the research institution, you develop the product, you hand over to them, the IP will be exclusive, because we have a guidelines. When we work with industry, there are a lot of things has to be. It is not easy to make a collaboration. It takes a lot of time, and you have to prepare that. First of all, you have to complete the technology disclosure, and then from there you form a team, and the team will be combining expertise, and then working on the different costing mechanisms, and then drafting mechanisms, and joint IP management. Because a lot, when we work with industry, and there are a lot of mechanisms, like we are public sector institution, you have to follow a certain process, due diligence. It's a kind of structured process, we follow it, and ultimately we want that everything should be completed in a day of 5 to 6 days, so that the agreement will be signed in a very short period of time, because industry don't wait. And the other one is contract service. We have all the facilities, equipments, and then different like chemicals and glassware. You can utilize this, and you can sample testing is also available. You can come us, and suppose if you develop some kind of products, because now ministry has put a mandatory that every product like agro input has to be validated in ICR institutions or SAUs. So many industries are coming for bringing their product. We are testing, and we are giving a certificate, and then we can also do multiple kind of a contract service there, but there is no IP involved in this case, but contract research IP is involved. And we have a small incubator, the Agribusiness Incubator. In fact, it is growing like anything in the recent years. We have a lot of models which are operating in the incubation center, which I'll be sharing with you very soon. And we have consultancy and the expert services, because when industry comes, when you take the technology, you have to have a proper value chain. So if you don't have a proper value chain, which is supported by the supply chain, because most of the industries, after taking the technology, they sign agreement for a period of 6 months or 1 year for setting up of the plant, as well as making it operational, and linking it with the supply chain, because you have to have raw material for production, especially for the production based models. And we have support capacity building. We give capacity building for technology, we give capacity building for business management, DPR preparation, and even for preparing applications for different funding agencies also. We give training, as well as we also provide the facilitation. So these are the different kind of models available for the industry, where you can work with the ICR institution. And first thing is, we have a large, big portfolio of technologies, crop varieties, allied breeding lines, nutrient mixes, biopesticides, electronic gadgets. We have farm machinery, food product, industry products. So many things are there. All are there in the research institution. And something may be market ready. Something you have to come and take the license and work with us for 6 months and make it market ready. And like you can have a multiple kind of mechanisms where you can utilize our technologies. Even the second one is, we can go for contract research and contract service. I already explained. Contract research, you are basically developing the technology. So you are coming with a research problem, developing a technology, utilizing our facilities, and you can come and sit here in the incubator, and you can do the contract research. And now maybe 2-3 people are resident incubators are there in our institute. One is in headquarter, and two are in the regional center, and they are actually developing the product for a period of 2 years or 3 years. Then after that, we help them in getting the test marketing and other services. Then they will go out, they will exit from this. And if you have anything has to be refined, one classic example of refinement is when biofortified sweet potato varieties are released. It is having antioxidants, it's having medicinal properties. The cultivation mechanism, the cultivation practices are totally different. So we work with industries when we take the license of the biofortified varieties. We work with the industries and we actually standardize the agrotechnics, because many people that agrotechnics are just like you do it, but no, it is not like that. You have to follow the good manufacturing practice and good agricultural practice. If you want to export, there are certificates, there are compliances you have to meet. For that, you have to create some kind of organic based or residue free cultivation method that we are providing consultancy, and even we are also doing. We signed many, like about more than 20 lakh contract research with different agencies exclusively for creating the supply chain by looking into it. And there are many other strategic and long-term research. You can even social and business research. You can do the contract research. In contract service, I already told, it is testing service, pay-per-use model, quarantine service. When you are bringing some variety from abroad, we are the quarantine agency for tuber crops. There are other, because they will charge some money for this. And certification and quality testing for the products which are developed by CTCRI, and the renting of tools and other facilities we can also do. And the testing and validation protocols also you can do with this contract service. But in contract research, we look into the intellectual property, but contract service, there is no intellectual property. There will be a costing, and once you are done in contract research, there will be a licensing. So there are multiple services. Now we are coming into the incubation component here. Incubation has multiple services like a technology development and transfer, technology consultancy and promotion, business mentoring and networking, capacity building, regulatory and advisory services, and credit and market facilitation. These are the different kind of services which we are offering from our ABI. In fact, our ABI is slightly different. We are funded only by the ICR. We don't have a seed fund scheme. We are not like RKVY, or we are not like any other TBI. It's a very smaller agribusiness incubator, but we have developed some kind of systems to maximize our reach and efficiency that I will be explaining little later. These are the different kind of programs. Actually, we develop our own program. We design our program based on the requirement of the startup. We have a program of a startup incubation program. Currently, around 16 startups are registered with the ICR-CTCRI, and 3 are resident startups, and the rest are off-site incubatees. And most of the startups are developing the product. Some startups are developing product. Some startups are developing, like we are providing, enabling them to develop some product and develop the business model. And they are located at different places. Second one, what we have our own business model called Root Smart Mall. It is a one-stop solution for all ICR Institute products, farmer developed varieties, PPVFRA registered products, geographical indications, and the KVK products. This is the unique model which we are developing. You will not see in any ICR institutes or anywhere. It is we developed a small mall where you will get all ICR institute. At least now we have about 16 ICR institute developed products are available here, and 4 farmer developed varieties, and organically certified products which are managed by the farmers, Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Everything is available. It is a single stop mall. You will not get commercial product. It is only from ICR institutes, KVKs, and as well as PPVFR registered and geographical indication products you will be getting in this mall. And we have, for student mentoring also, we have 2 programs, Certified Agri-Tech Startup Professional Program, as well as School Connect Program, which are operating at different regions. And for agripreneurs, basically the farmers doing business, we have a NutriSeed farmer scheme. We have buyback agreements with the different farmer. We help the farmer to, because why we are doing this is industry needs farmer. When industry comes, they want a list of farmers who are growing the particular crop. We supply them, we nurture the farmer, we link it with industries. Because these programs are happening throughout India, not in Kerala, throughout India. We have a farmer innovator scheme. Recently, we started the program, Tribal Intellectual Property Rights Program, that we are developing a special module for educating tribal about their intellectual, some research projects as well. And the FPO mentoring, we are mentoring about 36 FPOs in our incubator. And there is a mega program we signed with the CBBO, which will be starting very soon. It is not yet started. And these are the different focus areas. We have our priority areas. Anybody wants to pitch up some idea, you can come and pitch it up. and we will link with some funding agencies. And we have a very good facilities available in our incubator. It's a small building, but still we have a good facility. We have a small meeting room, as well as we have the display of and for sitting also we have some space for the people. And recently we have so many equipments purchased under the ABA. We have vacuum frying machine. We have more than worth of 1.5 crores equipments available with our ABA. Plus there are about 4 crores equipment available with another TBI. Together, we have about 6 and plus crore equipment exclusively for pilot plant. I'm talking about pilot plant. Labs are different. Anybody who wants to develop any kind of product, including the tuber crops, you can come and then work with us. We have also developed the facility for pay per use model is also developed, and we have Root Smart Mall where your product only the incubative products are sold through the Root Smart Mall. You can see the small building in the below. That is a Root Smart Mall. That is exclusive building for our unique business model, which we are developing now. And another model which we developed is a satellite incubation center. The basic idea is we are sitting at Trivandrum, and we have to provide the value chain based entrepreneurship solutions at wherever the tuber crops are grown. In Tamil Nadu, tuber crops are there. Northeast tuber crops are there. Eastern India, sweet potato is there. So we went there and we signed agreement with some host agency, and they gave a room, and there we created a small incubation center. And there also we are offering all the startup services and other services are offered. We have currently 4 functional satellite incubation centers available throughout the India, and 2 more already we signed agreement. We will be starting very soon. The advantage of this, by sitting here, you can control. You can create entrepreneurship in Tripura. You can create entrepreneurship in Tamil Nadu. You can create entrepreneurship in Assam. You don't have to bring the people here for training here. You can go there. You can give a training. You can also, because some satellite center has very good equipments, and we are going to strengthen our satellite center. Recently we opened in Kerala Agriculture University at Pattambi. Actually, the advantage is all our projects when we have an outreach program, they are implemented to the satellite centers. So we integrate our outreach projects with the satellite center. And currently I will tell you, our ABA itself is now currently throughout India. We are operating the projects worth of 12 crores through our agribusiness incubator. Most of them are value chain based interventions. They are implemented through the satellite incubation centers. You can see the satellite incubation center. Actually, this model was recognized, and now FAO has taken this one of the institutional innovation, because this has come out of a problem, because we don't have a good money. We don't have a good, because tuber crops are having very narrow area, no, that very startups are very limited. But when we thought, instead of sitting here and doing incubation, let us go somewhere else and do the incubation, we expanded our networks throughout in the last 3-4 years. And we work with the tribal people mostly. Tuber crops are basically tribal, starts from the tribal, and we take out the tribal products, we make it commercialized. One of the product is arrowroot laddu of the Palwa laddu from Badrak area of the it is not a tribal product, but it is a traditional food product. It was in very bad shape. Like the commercial product, we modified the product composition, and then now it is being commercialized through one of our startup. We actually work closely with the startup. Almost like every day, my startups will be calling me 2-3 times. Sir, I want this. I want to please give some guidance to us. Like that, we work very closely individually with every startup. Whatever the problems they are facing, we try to solve the problems by themselves. And we are also learning. We are also, because it's a learning organization. No, we are also learning. Second one is there is a startup in Bangalore. It is a Sputnik Farms. It is one of the vibrant startups, and it is now expanding its base to the foreign countries. In fact, please remember, we don't give any money to the startups. We give technical guidance. We provide marketing support, but with them. We are like we are with our startup, so that whatever problems you are facing, you tell us, we try to solve. But if you don't ask money, we'll give because we don't have money. So there are agencies which are providing money through RKVY manages providing them. We will be linking at them, but we have a very vibrant startups. So the 4 startups are very vibrant and they are expanding to the international level. Sputnik Farms is one of the very creative startup, and they have taken the tribal products from Uttar Kannada, and they are converting into commercial product. We signed already agreement with them, and they are running. There is a project running here, and we already developed the products. Some 8-9 products are developed. The target is very clear. They are looking at the advocacy component of the funding. Normally we talk about charity funding, we talk about the business funding. It is in between. That means that doing business for impact. So it's like advocacy funding they are doing. They are doing we are working with Sputnik Farms, and we help them to get the Plant Genome Savior Award. One of the thing which we have done it as through the collaboration. And second thing is we are taking tuber crops to the urban food plates. We have conducted 2 routing for tuber festival in International Center, Bangalore International Center. We have developed a LA Ota. This plate is having like a Vana Sadhyana. Every product here is a tuber crop product of the tribal people. So we are promoting tuber crops so that the urban people will be consuming more kind of tuber crop. These melas are being organized at the international centers, and the big people and people who are coming here, coming to attend are basically the upper middle class people. Suppose if this click, even we are blending the tuber crop food products with the modern our food items, so that we have a lot of cassava custard, and we have so many new generation products are developed using the tribal technologies, tribal traditional food. And the third one is one of the very leading startup is a cassava chips. It is a eat tapioca. If you are coming to Kerala and going to any supermarket, you will see this packet. This is one of the very prominent and one of the very popular incubator of ICRCTCRI. The technology is also ours. And this is expanding. It has a larger network in Gulf and other countries. The products are being exclusively, they are focusing on cassava. They are not going into potato. They are exclusively focusing on cassava. So this is one of the very premier startup developed over a period of years. We are helping them at every stage. It is located at Kannur. And this is the model which I was talking about, the Root Smart Mall. It is ICR-CTCRI. Basically, it is a sales counter. But the sales counter sells about 16 ICR Institute products, 4 farmers varieties, and many organically certified products produced by the farmers, as well as the Krishi Vigyan Kendra products. So, and the geographical indications, market and those things are sold through here. Wherever our customers are very clear that we want urban upper middle class customers who are coming for a special experience product. It is not a commercial product, it is a special experience product. People will be coming to get the unique quality of the product in terms of who manufactured it, where it was manufactured. It has some uniqueness. This is the broad value of our products. We have Root Smart Mall. We started with a very smaller monthly it was getting only 10,000 turnover. Now it is getting a turnover of more than 2 lakhs per month. And it is getting even, we received one request from a company that they want to franchise this model. That is one of the biggest, no ICR Institute has so far franchised any business model. We are going to franchise this business model. This is one of the key outputs of what we are doing at our CTCRI. Thank you very much. Only this much. It's a small presentation. Maybe if you need any questions, we can discuss. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful and insightful presentation. Your session really highlighted why collaboration truly matters in today's agri innovation system, and you explained the different collaboration models and how research institutions like CTCRI are playing the pivotal role in supporting the innovators and entrepreneurs. You detailed overview of the incubation services offered by the CTCRI incubator, along with the various programs designed for the agripreneurs, students, and FPOs are truly extremely valuable. Thank you once again for sharing your insights and showcasing how research industry collaboration can accelerate innovation in the agri startup ecosystem. For the participants, if you have any questions regarding this session, you can keep in chat box, and also you can raise your hand. So the questions will be taken up after the second speaker presentation. So kindly wait, we will take up the questions after the second speaker presentation. So to introduce our second speaker, I would like to call Managing Intern Subhashini.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Subhashni from Team Manage CAA. It's my honor to introduce Mr. Praful Sharma. He's a BTech. He holds a BTech in Food Technology from Udaipur and an MBA in Marketing from R.A. Poddar Institute of Management, Jaipur. He began his career with HDFC Bank as a deputy manager and later spent 7 years with Birla Corporation Limited Cement Division, managing sales and marketing in Jaipur and nearby districts. In 2019, he became the business manager of SK and Agribusiness Incubator under RKVY-RAFTAAR scheme. And since 2021, he has been serving as a manager at NIFTM Technology, Innovation and Business Incubation Foundation, leading efforts to support startups, entrepreneurs, and innovation in food sector. He finds his role highly meaningful as it enables him to help individuals transform their ideas into successful venture. With this short introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Praful Sharma. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you for the generous introduction. I hope my slides are visible to you.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So before we start, I would just like to brief you about the presentation that I've prepared about. So my presentation includes a little bit a brief about NIFTM, what the institute is all about. Then I'll tell you a little bit about the incubation center, which is registered as a Section 8 company in the name of NIFTM Technology Innovation and Business Incubation Foundation, followed by the product development, which happens at NIFTM and how it can be done. So let's start. So NIFTM, I hope all of you must have heard about the institute, National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management. The short form is NIFTM. It's an institute under the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So it's an apex organization for various problems in the foods sector. You can say that's it's a one-stop solution provider to all the problems that exist in the food industry. The campus is spread over an area of around 100 acres, and the institute works actively for assisting in setting up of food standards, knowledge sharing, and business incubation. The institute was conferred with the status of an institute of national importance, INI, in 2001. This status is usually conferred to institutes of the level of IIM and IITs, and it caters to the need of various stakeholders such as entrepreneurs, food processing industries, exporters, policymakers, government, and existing institutions. The institute offers courses in BTech, MTech, MBA, and PhD. So this is the incubation center. So the pics are of the incubation center. So the incubation center was basically the first step towards promoting entrepreneurship on the campus, and entrepreneurship as well as innovation. And the incubation is registered as a Section 8 company, and it was registered in 2020 under the auspices of NIFTM, and it's supported by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. It nurtures startups in food tech and allied sectors. Now about the various offerings under the incubation program. So in some cases we have, whenever we launch a program, we do have seed capital for selected startups. It varies. Sometimes it's sponsored, sometimes it's from the government, and sometimes we do programs wherein we offer the infrastructural support, but there is no provision of seed capital. So apart from that, we do have a lot of experts, scientists, faculties who can give you various mentorship on the various domains of food processing. We have a dedicated office space for startups. So as you can see in the left hand top pic, these are the office spaces for the startups. Then the startups are given access to the food testing lab. We have NAPL food testing lab, wherein the startups can get their products tested at subsidized rates. We give them very, very good discounts if they are incubated at our incubation center. They have access to pilot plants. NIFTM has 5 pilot plants. One is in fruit and vegetable processing, one is in dairy processing, one is meat and poultry processing, one is in bakery processing, and one is in ready to eat and traditional foods. So we have got various different processing lines in each of the pilot plants. And if any of the startups wants to use these facilities for product development, trial, testing, they can use them, and we provide them at a very discounted rate. If any startups wants to use it for commercial purposes, for commercial production, you can use it for commercial production, but in that case the commercial rates will be applicable. And the processing the capacity of the processing lines is such that it is very suitable for startups. It's neither too high nor too low. Then we organize various kinds of training programs. If you want, you can be part of those training programs at the fees at which it has been floated. Then we provide you networking and investor connect, and we also provide our startups with opportunity to showcase their products at prominent events, fairs like World Food India, like AHAR, and there are a lot of other agencies and ministries that come up with various programs wherein they invite our startups to be there for those events to display their products, showcase their products. Now, basically, how product development happens at NIFTM, as it was informed by the earlier speaker, esteemed sir, that there are various models in NIFTM. Also, we had various models like consultancy. We had a contract research organization, but recently, in a recent development, NIFTM's incubation center has been institutionalized to carry out all the industry-led consultancy and those kinds of projects. So now everything has been funneled to the incubation center's one program. So any kind of product development which happens has to happen from the incubation center. Now, what is the process? So first and foremost thing is, if you want to develop a product, or if your product is already developed and you want to refine it, or you want to validate it, so you have to write a mail to us at info@ntibif.com. Once you write us the mail, it has to clearly outline the problem statement, the product concept, the sensory profile, the functionality of the product, any benchmark product if it's available in the market, any expected timelines in which you want that product to be developed from the institute, any constraints that you think are there in the development of the product, which could be related to nutritional, regulatory, processing, or cost related. And after writing this mail, NTIBF will write back to you that we have received your mail. And apart from that, if we do have any kind of requirement of any other information, we'll write back to you. If everything is fine, then NTIBF does the internal circulation of your requirements to the research cell. The research cell takes up all the requirements of your and they float it to the relevant faculty members, scientists, and technical officers of NIFTM. So NIFTM has got basically Food Science and Technology Department, Food Engineering, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences Department, and Food Business Management departments. So your requests are floated to these departments. If there is any kind of, when this is floated, a deadline is given for the experts to express their interest if they want to take up that research project. Next is when after floating it, the expression of interest by the scientist and research group is observed. Who is willing to participate, what is the area of their expertise, and whether the facilities that are requirement for the product development are available with the institute or not, that is seen. And all those, again, there could be only a single scientist who applies for that, or there could be a group of scientists who come together and they want to develop that product in a combined way. So there could be 2 or 3 groups or individuals who might be interested in developing your product. So the research cell, it compiles the list of the interested experts, and it sends back to you. back to the client who has written the requirements. And the research cell then schedules an online meeting of the client with all the interested scientists or group of scientists. The meeting objective is basically to understand the client's requirements in detail, to discuss the feasibility, scale, and ingredient restrictions, uh, clarify the target market segment as well as cost expectations, and identify any kind of regulatory considerations that might be there. After that, each scientist or group of scientists, they prepare proposal which has basically the scope of work, which will include the product concept, developmental stages, target specification, the kind of methodology that they'll use, technical approach, any timelines. That could be phase-wise Gantt chart, or it could be, basically telling you about the expected completion time frame. Then the budget estimates, which will give you a table of the consumables and ingredients, lab and equipment usage charges, manpower costs if applicable, and technology and IPR related terms and conditions. And the proposals are submitted to research cell within the specified timelines. So after that, when the proposals are sent to the client, after the proposals are sent to the client, the research cell sends all the proposals to the client, and the client reviews the proposals based on the technical suitability, expertise of the group, timelines, cost considerations, and IPR terms and conditions. And the client may seek any kind of clarifications, ask for refinements, or request for a follow-up discussion with experts if they think that something is lacking or they want something more in that proposal. So finally, the client has the finalizes the proposal. So the proposal which is finalized, the expert revise the proposal if there is any kind of feedback from the client, and the client signs the revised proposal in principle agreement to the scope of work, budget, timelines, and payment schedule. And NTIBF, which is the incubation arm, it initiates the internal administrative steps for processing of the project. After that, there is a signing of the formal agreement. NTIBF's formal research and consultancy agreement is signed by the party, which has defined roles and responsibilities of both the parties, the financial terms, the IP and confidentiality clauses, the deliverables and milestones, the termination, extension, and dispute clauses. And finally, the agreement is signed by both the parties, NTIBF as well as the client. Then the payment and project commences. So the client has to pay the initial amount as it has been agreed in the agreement. It could be advance, full, or phase wise. It depends on the tenure of the project, as well as how much expenses will be incurred in doing that project. Then NTIBF issues an official receipt and allocates project ID, budget head, and project in charge. Project officially commences upon confirmation of the payment. Then the project is executed, and it is reviewed on a time-to-time basis. So the developmental activities begins as per the project plan, which includes procurement of raw materials, formulation trials, pilot plant trials, analytical testing, packaging and stability analysis, if it's part of the scope of work. After that, there are regular review meetings as and when requested or desired by the client as well as NTIPF. Basically, they are on project progress updates, any challenges or requirements or modifications if there are required, approvals for additional tests or changes, whatever is required. And finally, the project is completed and the hand of the project happens. So upon successful development, the final formulation or recipe is prepared. The product recipe and formulation details are shared. Processing method and standard operating procedures are shared. Analytical report and compliance summary, if defined in the scope of work, is shared, and packaging and shelf life recommendation, if it's there in the scope of work. So whatever is there in the scope of work is handed over to the client. So final review meeting of the scientist or the team is conducted with the client, and a recipe or formulation is formally handed over to the client as per the agreement terms, and receipt of the same is obtained from the client. So that's basically about how product development happens at NIFTIM. Apart from that, there are a lot of technologies which have been developed by NIFTIM. and it's there on the NIFTIM's website. So if there is anyone who wants to develop a product, so my first recommendation to them would be to visit the website and see what are the technologies that are developed at NIFTIM. If any of those technologies aligns with your requirements, you can license those technology at the prescribed prices. Apart from that, if there is any kind of refinement that you require in the technologies that have been developed, that is also possible. So this is basically about how product development happens at NIFTIM, and how you can partner with NIFTIM for this product development. So thank you very much. I'm open to any of the questions that you might have.
Thank you, Professor, for the informative session on product development at NIFTIM. You detailed explanation on the NDIBF offering and including seed capital, mentoring, access to the food testing labs, networking, and exposure opportunities was extremely valuable. Your explanation on the entire workflow from submission of product development and the expert consultation and the proposal preparations and the evaluation and project execution all the way to final handover of the formulations and SOPs gave us complete understanding of how NIFTIM assists the innovators at every stage. Thank you once again for sharing your insights. So the participants, if you have any questions regarding these two sessions, you can keep in chat box and also you can raise your hand. So the questions will be taken up now. Sorry, yeah. Quickly, I'll unmute one participant. Sir Rabindra has raised the hand. I'll unmute him. Rabindra Kumar.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, please go ahead with your question.
For NIPTIM, I have a question. Should I go with a turmeric paste which can be used on some use of marriage ceremonies?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
I have requested to know from NIPTIM
Okay.
the second session that if turmeric, raw turmeric, green turmeric or fresh turmeric, we want to have a paste to be used on marriage ceremonies for haldi rasam. It can be developed by them.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your question.
Sir, I need a paste which can be used to be haldi rasams done at marriage ceremonies.
So you want NIFTIM to develop a kind of paste which can be used as at haldi rasams during marriage ceremonies. That is what you're saying,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So can it be developed at NIFTIM or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's not a problem. As I told you, it was there in my slide. You can write to us at info@ntipif.com. I am not from the technical side. I'm basically from the management side. So once you send us the request, as I told you that we'll forward it to the research cell, and the research cell it will float it to the various faculties and scientists of the institute, and whoever has an interest and who has the expertise to develop it shows their interest, we will then kind of organize a meeting of you with them, all right, so that you can specify them more clearly about this. So you will have to
Okay.
write to us, and then we'll start the process.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rabindra. Okay, I'll take some questions. So Ishika is asking, how do institutions evaluate startups before entering into the collaboration? Sethuraman sir, anyone can take up this question.
Yeah. Actually, startups, I think NIFTIM also can add a little bit more because they are actually doing other much bigger mandate. So one thing, what our case is, we have to strictly look into our mandate crops. Like we cannot work on the other mandate crops. We are restricted by that. Second thing is the idea, because converting idea into a kind of workable product and making a business opportunity is not an easy thing. And the idea is given to us, and then we see that what kind of business opportunity. We look into the prime criteria that whether that product is workable, like whether it is possible to develop a product scientifically, Second thing is, even if it is possible to develop the product scientifically, will it be able to convert into a business idea, like a business, not business idea, business opportunity? What is the market size, current market size, the probable market size in the coming future? And the third thing, we see it whether it is, because we look into the business perspective, not only on technology perspective. Otherwise, you have to put a lot of time and effort in developing something which is not saleable in the market. So we see whether that is scalable over a period of years. And we see the international market and the market. We have our own tools for working out those things like a market size. And we also do some, what are the possible IP can be protected, a patent analysis we do. Like that, we make it, and then finally we make it. But in our case, we don't get many startups are looking into the international market. Mostly they look into the national market. So we 2-3 products, what we are doing is only look into the national market. Yeah.
Praful sir, you want to add anything to this?
As Sir said, mostly I will agree with Sir. And there is one more thing that, as Sir said, that they look for specific crops. Based on that, they take up, collaborate with startups. In our case, we are open to anything which is related to food processing technology. Even if it's a packaging material that we have to work on, we can even take that, which is related to food processing, food grade and everything. So anything which is related to food processing and technology, and if we do have the expertise at the institute, we can take up that project. Not an issue.
So Nidhi is asking, sir, do you have freezing technology available at NIFCAM for fruits and vegetables?
You can get in touch with me. My mobile numbers are available. So I'll connect you to the in-charge manager at the pilot plant. So he'll be the right person to guide you on that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So Gauri is asking, at what stage should a startup approach a research institute for testing or improvement?
Testing or?
Testing or improvement.
Testing or improvement.
Yes.
Okay, so testing is something that they can do at any stage. I mean, if they want to know if the product is already developed in the mid stage, also if they want to know about the chemical composition, about what are the various ingredients, that can be done anytime. There is no restrictions on that.
Yeah. And also one more question, Arihan is asking, do you...
Can I add one
Yes,
more
sir,
point
please
here?
add, sir, please.
Yeah. Testing is basically you are making testing for some purpose, like to do the getting the manufacturing license or to take it to the next level of your product development. That you can do it through contract service in our ICR institutions. There is no IP involved. Only thing is pay-per-use model. You can come and give the product and you can use. Sometimes they would like to use the equipment as well. There are standard charges are there. Improvement is something which involves research. Like the current product, there is a difficulty, that the difficulty has to be removed or something, like you have to increase the shelf life. So that will go into the contract research project. There will be some money involved. IP issues are involved. We have a standard protocol for taking up a contract research as well. So
Thank you, sir. So yeah, Arihan is asking, do you provide any funding for idea stage startups at NIFCAM?
It depends. Yeah, it
and followed by
depends.
one more question, Jashwanti, how many products are developed at NIFCAM till date? That's 2 questions.
So it's like about funding, I would say that the funding depends. Sometimes we have sponsored incubation programs. Sometimes we do have uh, funds being offered under the CSR initiatives, and sometimes there are schemes from government. Sometimes there are schemes from the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, and sometimes there are incubation programs that we launch in collaboration with industries. So it depends. So you have to keep visiting NIFTM's website on a time to time basis, and accordingly you'll come to know about that. And about the technologies, as I said, that there are around I believe 30 technologies which have been developed till date, and I think so more are in pipeline. And you can definitely go and have a look, because all the technologies are already there on NIFTM's website.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And there is a common question to both the speaker asked by Bharat Kumar. So, according to you, what common mistakes do startups usually make when developing a new food product? Sethuram.
Yeah. Actually, people are coming many times. I have seen they will be fascinated with the idea. Like, I want to develop a space food. There are people who come and they want to use something like people will come like water hyacinth. There is a very common business model, which idea which they are coming. Look into this kind of products. Space food you can develop here, but you cannot test it here. We don't have any mechanism through which, and it is not possible for others also. You should go into some kind of mechanism where you have to do it. Second thing is the food product which you are coming with the idea, the food product that may or may not be having a market value. Because many times, which I have seen from our crops, people are household recipes. They make some modification. They come out with they say that this will be having a lot of market because he is my son liked it, neighbor liked it, and others liked it. My friends liked it. It will not work. You have to look into a larger perspective, and it requires a lot of investment as well. Like, it is not easy to develop a food product which is, and sometimes they will come and some facilities are not available. We will directly divert them to some other institute. Like Tanjore is very nearby Niftam, so many times I myself has referred people to go to Tanjore, Niftam, and as well as CSAR institutions. We look into multiple perspective, practicality of the idea, whether it is possible for you to do it, or whether it is having a scalable model in the future, or whether it is the product is feasible from a scientific perspective.
Okay, sir. And then Sharu is asking, how does NDABF's access to pilot plants and food testing labs enhance product development efficiency?
As I told you that we already provide all discounted rates to incubated startups. Apart from that, if I talk about the pilot plant, so there are a lot of startups, there are a lot of entrepreneurs who have very good ideas, but they don't have the initial capital to buy the machineries to develop those products and do all the kind of testing. So when they have access to these facilities at very subsidized and affordable rates, they don't have any kind of hurdles in their path if their idea is very very good. So that's how NIFTIM's pilot plants as well as the food testing labs makes the process more efficient for developing their products. And the previous question about technologies, so I'm sorry, there are not 30, there are 77 technologies which are already developed by NIFTIM.
Okay, sir. And then Santosh Rama is asking how to develop a research collaborative to the existing STI's hub in the tribal area on local food R&D with ICR.
So this is basically a project, and you have to you have to be a part of a government funded or a private funded institutions. You can approach the research institution which are very nearby to your area, maybe an ICR institute or maybe any other institute. Then you can sit with them and you can prepare the proposal. Like a local food R&D means, especially STA hub, it is like a localized food production center. And you have to follow some kind of model. There are many models which are already available. We also have our own model now, the satellite incubation center version 2, which we are already establishing in Kyonjar. It has a complete product line. 7 product lines are there: bakery products, pasta based breakfast cereals, and then it is all like a commercial scale manufacturing plants we are making. The similar thing you can adopt. You try to take up some model where, because STFs are located either in the institution or in the area where the project is running. So you have to, but there are you can approach the nearby institutions so that they will help you, because it is not easy to develop the STA hub. It requires a lot of permissions required, a lot of agreements you have to make it. You approach the nearby institution, ICR institution or anywhere, they will be able to help you.
Sir. And then one question by Ishika Gautam, can startups partner with multiple research institutions at the same time or is exclusively preferred?
It is possible CTCRI has projects. Even myself, I'm talking about myself. We are every project has 5 institutions together. 2 institution throughout India. We are sitting here at Trivandrum. We have KIT University. We have NICER. We have AIMS Bhubaneswar. We have multiple institutions like Tanuvas. Even our own projects has more than 15 institutions. We signed MOU. It is possible. Only thing is the biggest learning from our side is you value collaboration and you understand your limitations. And it is very, very important that every institution, as it comes with its own kind of expertise, own kind of limitations as well. Like you have to be or when working in a collaborative environment, you should know that how you can take it forward. Because I have been working with the multiple institutions in the last 12 years. Like even many of our training programs, research programs, NAM was involved, Manage was involved. We are still maintaining good relations. So you should develop a collaborative culture. In fact, it will help you to overcome your own limitations. It will add strength to your team, as well as it will give you a collaborative kind of work culture where you understand the other person and you also work in an efficient manner.
Thank you, sir. So it's 12 o'clock. We need to conclude the session. Thank you, participants, for all your questions. Still, if you have any questions, you can reach out to the speakers. Their contact details are shared in the chat box. But also, if you miss any part of today's webinar, and if you want to watch some of the key insights, the YouTube link to watch the full session is also provided in the chat box. And to stay updated on upcoming events and programs and opportunities from the Managed Incubation Center, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms. Along with this, I have few things to update, and Manacia Cohort 14 applications are open. So interested entrepreneurs, startups, you can apply for it and getting a funding up to 25 lakhs. And also registration for the Manacia pre-incubation mentoring program and Agri Eureka applications are also open. You can register for it. Along with this, as we have launched the Manage Fishery Incubation Center, we have opened application for the various programs like Manage RKVY-RAFTAAR Incubation Program and Pre-Incubation Mentoring Program. So the registration link for all the programs is given in the chat box. And before concluding the session, I would like to thank Sethuraman sir and Praful sir for sharing your insights today. It's really a pleasure to have you here, sir. And also, along with this, I would like to thank our director, Dr. Saranandra sir, for organizing this webinar. And also my thanks go to the entire Manacia team for efforts in organizing the today's webinar so seamlessly. Finally, don't forget to give the feedback of this webinar. The feedback link is given in the chat box. And also do register for the upcoming webinars. And see you next week with another exciting topic. Until then, bye. Bye. Thank you, Sethuraman sir and
Thank you.
Praful
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, participants.